Hey guys, welcome back to Fantasy Tipped. Julian here for a very exciting episode. This one, counting down my top forwards this year for fantasy. Before we jump into it, guys, drop a like and hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel and haven't yet hit that subscribe button. And if you are already subscribed and want to take your support even further, consider hitting that join button here on YouTube or hitting up my Patreon. If you do, there are some pretty nice perks like being able to see my full rankings, being able to get early access videos, as well as being able to join my Patreon exclusive members league. It is a Yahoo league that I am actually a member of as well. So if you guys want to play against me this year, definitely consider joining my Patreon. All right, let's jump right into the list now. And there are some guys here that I've already talked about in my top 50 players video, which you can check out right up there. So any guy that I already included in that video, I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about here. I'm going to go through the first few slides really quickly. Obviously, number one fantasy player, Connor McDavid, no surprise here. Number two, Nathan MacKinnon. At number three, I have Austin Matthews. Fight me on this one if you think Kucherov should be there. I think it's Matthews. Number four, Nikita Kucherov. Number five, David Pastrnak. At number six, Brady Tkachuk is absolutely legendary in hits leagues. If there's no hits in your league, drop him quite a few spots. Kirill Kaprizov, number seven. Leon Draisaitl, I got here at number 8. Nothing against them, just the other guys have been incredible. Number 9, I have Artemi Panarin. At number 10, Matthew Tkachuk. At number 11, Mikko Rantanen. Number 12, JT Miller. 13, Jack Hughes. 14, Philip Forsberg. And honestly, this may be late for me to be ranking Philip Forsberg. He could finish even higher than this. 15, William Nylander. 16, Sidney Crosby. 17, Sasha Barkov with an ADP of 49.4. He's an absolute steal, by the way. Zach Hyman at number 18. Jake Gensel, number 19. And Mitch Marner at number 20. At number 21, we have Elias Pettersson. Number 22, Sam Reinhart. 23, Steven Stamkos. At number 24, Jack Eichel, and if he stays healthy, could even be higher than this. At number 25, Sebastian Aho. At number 26, this is where I have Alex Ovechkin. Definitely not too bad for him. Number 27, John Tavares, who is going at an ADP of 98.8 and could be an absolute steal at that ADP. Number 28, Vincent Trocheck. 29, Joel Eriksson Ek, who at an ADP of 64.1 is still pretty good value. Number 30, Chris Kreider. At number 31, I have Jason Robertson. At number 32, Adrian Kempe. 33, Braden Point. 34, Mika Zibanejad, who is going at an ADP of 76.1, so that's a pretty good deal for him as well. 35, Connor Bedard. 36, Carter Verhaeghe. 37, Matthew Barzal. 38, Travis Konechny. 39, Kyle Connor. And finally, our first new entry on the list, Dylan Larkin of the Detroit Red Wings. With 69 points in 68 games, was over a point per game last year, and I'm expecting another very good season from him and from Detroit. At number 41, I have Tage Thompson, who I think has a kind of a bounce back year this year. I think he's going to have another very good season. Not quite as good as it was a couple years ago, but should have a very good year. At number 42, Cole Caulfield could maybe even get 40 goals this year. His shooting percentage was really low last year, but his fantasy value was actually pretty good despite that. If he gets 40 goals, oh boy, his ceiling is very high. Jesper Bratt I have at number 43. Was 83 points in 82 games, over a point per game, so he's definitely an excellent pick. Andrei Svechnikov is someone who shoots and hits quite a bit, and if he can get back to Svechnikov of old, hopefully not injured, he can definitely do even better than this current ranking that I have him. At number 45, I have Frank Vatrano, whose ADP is super late at 147. That's kind of crazy to me. He had a great year last year, and while I'm not expecting even close to 37 goals again, his point total should still be pretty good, and I'm expecting another solid season from him. At number 46, Jonathan Marchessault with 69 points last year, 42 goals, had an awesome year. I'm expecting another very good year on the second line in Nashville, playing probably with Steven Stamkos and Tommy Novak, as well as a top power play over there. At number 47, Tim Stützle with 70 points in 75 games. I like him a lot this year, and honestly, if he plays to his maximum potential, he could end up finishing a lot higher than this. Kevin Fiala is a second half kind of player. Never plays that well at the beginning of the season, but always finishes off strong. Matt Boldy at number 49, 69 points in 75 games. I'm expecting a very similar season from him this year. Then Owen Tippett is a guy who shot 3.7 times per game last year, and he hit a decent amount too. If he can keep that up, he definitely deserves a spot at number 50. At number 51, Timo Meier. And he had a bit of an off season last year, but definitely started turning it on towards the end of the year. Hopefully, he can keep that momentum going all year. At number 52, Mark Scheifele, 72 points in 74 games is no slouch at all. And I'm expecting him to have another very good season. Pretty good value at that ADP. Nico Hischier is my next guy with 67 points in 71 games. I'm expecting a nice bounce back season from him. And Tom Wilson, I'm expecting a huge bounce back season from. His on-ice shooting percentage last year was 5.5%. That is ridiculously low. I'm projecting almost 50 points for Tom Wilson this year. That plus his very good peripherals with his lots of hits and shots ranks him around here. If you don't have hits in your league, he wouldn't be ranked even close to here though. Just watch out for that. At number 55, Bo Horvat is another very, very solid player with 68 points in 81 games. Should have a very similar season this year. At number 56, Clayton Keller should have another similar season to what he did last year. Was very good. Was almost a point per game. And I'm expecting Utah to even be a little bit better this year with Sergachev at the point for the power play. So if that power play can get going, Clayton Keller could score even more points this year. At number 57, Nazem Kadri with 75 points in 82 games. Really, really solid. And he's going super late in drafts. So if you can get him even close to his ADP, that's really, really good value. Brad Marchand is going a little bit early in drafts, in my opinion. I have him as a 58 forward, so ADP of 60 overall is a little high, but I still think he's going to have himself a pretty good year. Alex DeBrincat is ranked at number 59 for me. Had 67 points last year in 82 games, and I'm expecting an even better season from him this year. Brock Nelson is someone who's always underrated. 69 points last year and could even score more points than that this year. He's going super late and is always a good value pick. And number 61, Patrick Kane. 47 points in 50 games last year, so that was pretty good. His ADP is not too early either, so if you want a solid right winger, you can get him at a pretty good ADP. Then I have Robert Thomas, who scored 86 points last year and is often overdrafted just because he doesn't really have that great of peripherals. Although last year he shot a little bit more than he had in the past, which was great to see. And honestly, he's not going too early this year, so it's actually pretty good value. And I actually see him getting over 90 points this year, so I don't hate him as a guy to grab. And if you're in a points-only league, Robert Thomas should be going a lot higher than this. At number 63, Alex Tuch. Scored 59 points in 75 games. That's pretty solid, and I'm expecting a very, very similar season from him this year. At number 64, Seth Jarvis, 67 points in 81 games. I'm expecting another very, very good season from him. Going to get top line minutes, probably top power play minutes. Going to have another very, very solid season. Number 65, Tomas Hertl had a bit of an off year last year, but he did split with San Jose and Vegas, so he's probably learning the team a little bit there. Tomas Hertl is a very, very good player, and I'm expecting a solid year from him. At number 66, Jordan Kyrou had a bit of an off year last year, and if that's an off year for him, you can only see what his ceiling is, guys. He definitely could be a value pick where he's currently going in drafts. At number 67, Nick Suzuki had 77 points in 82 games, along with 33 goals. While I'm not expecting quite the goal total this year, he's still probably going to score close to the same amount of points. I think Suzuki is a very underrated player, perennially. And he's playing on a very good line with Caulfield and Slavkovsky. I'm expecting another very, very good season. At number 68, Brian Rust. And his ADP is very, very late in drafts. And he was shooting the puck over 3 times per game last year, which is really good. And if he can keep that shooting rate up, guys, he definitely belongs to be ranked here. At number 69, guys, Wyatt Johnston of the Dallas Stars was awesome last year with 65 points in 82 games in his sophomore campaign. I'm very excited to see what he can do in his 3rd season because this may just be his floor where I have him ranked here. But his ADP is quite high, so just watch out for that. At number 70, Pavel Buchnevich with an ADP of 154.6. That's definitely a value pick because his ceiling is very, very high. He's a very, very talented player. And 63 points that he had last year may be his floor. At number 71, we got a player that you guys all know that I love. It's Matt Zuccarello, and his ADP is pretty good this year, so definitely good value for a right winger with that ADP. At number 72, I have Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, which is ranked later than a lot of people have him. And yes, last year was an off year for him. He's definitely going to have a better year, but I don't see him doing that much better. 72 is a fair ranking for Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Number 73, I have Jamie Benn, who had 60 points last year in 82 games, and I'm expecting a pretty similar season from him this year. At 74, I have Juraj Slafkovsky, who scored 50 points last year in his sophomore season, and look for him to really break out this year. Honestly, this may be late for me to be ranking Juraj Slafkovsky. He definitely can score a lot of goals this year, and I think he's going to be a real game breaker. At number 75, Roope Hintz, a little bit later than I have had him ranked in previous years, but was a little bit more disappointing last year than in previous years, so I'm ranking him a little bit more conservatively. 65 points in 80 games is still nothing to laugh at. That's really, really good stats. Hopefully he can do better than that this year, and I think he's a pretty solid pick. And that's it, guys. You've made it to the end of the video. If you enjoyed my list today, drop a like. Let me know down in the comments what you agreed with and what you did not agree with. I'm excited to hear all of your opinions. Drop a like, guys. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit that join button if you want to take that support to the next level. Thanks so much, guys, and I will catch you in the next episode of Fantasy Tipped.